How's it going, guys? It's Najam. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about Sway Window Manager, which I've been using for quite a while now. I started using Sway a very long time ago, way back when Wayland was brand new and nobody really thought it was mainstream yet. But as of May 2023, as you can see, Manjaro is offering a Sway Window Manager edition of their distribution. When I started using the Sway Window Manager, Manjaro did not offer the Sway Window Manager edition, so I actually have my own configuration over here. One of the things I love about Sway Window Manager is that it is very stable. From my experience over the years using Sway, I've not really run into much issues. The way things are right now with Wayland, I think it's a bit necessary to use X Wayland right now. So some applications will work, whereas they wouldn't in native Wayland spot. Now the Sway Window Manager is basically i3 or i3 gaps, but it is using the Wayland protocol, so you do get future proofing and some benefits of using a manual window tiler. So for example, if you do have an automatic window tiler, you will not be able to get three in a row in a column like this, and then you can split them under as well if you want, like this. You can if you get a semi automatic window tiler, you can do this, but for the most part it's mainly just something that I've only found manual window tilers to offer this, which is very useful because I'm more of a productivity guy and this helps a lot. You can resize the windows, so I'll go ahead and show you that. You can go ahead and just resize them, and you can also make them floating, so they'll be floating normal, and then I don't have my mouse plugged in, but you can resize them and you can drag them around, and if you want you can just tile them back down. I don't know about the other distributions offerings like Manjaro's or some of the other ones, but as I mentioned, I've got my own configuration, and so it's basically like without a distribution. I don't have anything weird running in the background. It's just going straight into Sway from the TTY and then just getting on with what I need to do. Now let's get on with some of the cool stuff. I'm going to show you my configuration, and it has some customization as well. So as if, for example, you got the font, you've also got the client colors. Now these are these border colors over here. You can have different borders. I've got this one right now, which is you can have your none, and if I reload Sway, it will change the borders. Just need to find the output and put this on scale 1. Now you're gonna want to go in a different workspace to actually see that in effect. As you can see, it's gotten rid of the borders, but I like the borders, which are really nice. Let's go ahead and put them back on, and you can change how big they are. You can also have inner gaps as well as outer gaps, which is very nice. And you've also got smart gaps and also smart borders as well, which means if there's only one window, it will maximize it and get rid of the gaps because you don't really need them. I've just got them on as normal right now because I like the look. This is just a comment for the Nordic dark theme. So normally when you install a different color scheme, you're gonna want to put that in here. I'm sure there's a way to just sort of string it, and then it just doesn't, you don't have to change it, but I end up doing it all manually anyways. And you'll be able to change the color of the pixels as well as the borders, as well as the text which pops up, and as well as the background and all that kind of stuff. So if I go on this, you'll be able to change the color of this and also the text and everything, which is really cool. So if you go down, you've got some system bindings. You've got the Firefox web browser, which I normally use in mod B, and I've got a file manager, which I'm using Tuna right now. And for taking a screenshot, I'm using Grim, and I mean, it's very simple. You just put the bindings in here, and it's very cool. Now next up, we've got the Wofi, which is the application launcher. So if you go ahead and run that, it will pop up Wofi, and then you can go ahead and open up any application that you want. This is my configuration of Wofi. If I go into a different workspace, you can actually see a lot better. Now it does say 5 columns, but it's only able to fit 4 because of the scaling of the text I've got on. It will normally have 5 if I have a more resolution, and this is my setup for that, which is really cool. I do have a style sheet. That's where you have to put all the stuff in, and then it's very simple. I've just got the text as a bigger size, that's all. And I've got rounded borders on this. Forgot to mention, if you want a full screen, you can full screen a window over here. To set the wallpaper, you just go ahead and do this. Now they have moved to a separate stuff. Back then when I first got it, you did not need Sway BG, which is now separate. But you're going to want to install this so the wallpapers can work, because it uses Sway background. And I also use that on Hyperland to get the wallpaper going. And this is what I use for the wallpapers. And you can also set the output of your display. I've got this set to 0.75. See down here, you've got input, keyboard input, which is very similar to Hyperland's. You've got touch enabled on the touchpad, and you've got the function keys on the laptop keyboard, so you can do volume up and down. So you see here, if I press volume up and down, it goes up and down and stuff. That works. You've got brightness control working there. You've got sway lock, which I think I'll be able to lock right now, and then it should be still recording. I'll put the password in, and that will unlock. And you've got other stuff. So these are all default things I've just left as they are. What I did go, if I go all the way down, and you can resize the windows with using the keyboard. It will show you down here. I haven't enabled enough space on it, but it will show you the resizing. You can resize it. It goes into resize mode. And let's talk about the sway bar, which is what I've got on right now. I can probably get rid of this, but we'll leave it. So the one I'm using right now is Weber. I used to use iStatus. Now you can, I have enabled the IPC, I forgot what it's called. It is the IPC, yeah. So basically what that means is with the key binding you can hide it, and you can press the Windows key to show it up, which is really nice. And as you can see, without bar, it looks really slick. It looks really cool, and you can get it back if you want. Now this has a certain configuration that I've got, and I did a styling on it as well. You got different stylings, but I've kept them. You got the tray icon, you got the time and date, you got battery life, and you can set this all up. It's really cool. Now down here I've got some commands that it executes when I load into Sway, and then I've also got window rules. If I go ahead and open up Pulse Audio Equalizer, it will pop up as a floating window, which is what I've got on right here. And same thing with Extra Archiver. You can do this with pretty much any window. We'll send it to a different desktop. It's very customizable, and it's very quick, and it's very fast and responsive. Here's OBS running, recording the screen. Let's go ahead and show you WD displays. Now from here you can actually, the borders are too small. You can actually move this about. Now you have a virtual space here where you have multiple monitors. If you got them plugged in, you can resize them and align them up so that you can get these screens and resolutions lined up as they are in the physical world. So when you move the cursor from one to another, it won't go all weird. That's really cool. Now there's just one thing that I guess you could say that I don't like. It's not a huge negative, but it is something that isn't up to scratch yet, and that is X-Wayland and Wayland native applications. The communication between the two is a bit off, and I'm sure some of the YouTubers have mentioned this as well. So if I go into this folder here, and it'll probably work on here. Oh no, it doesn't. This is a problem. So this is X-Wayland, and this I believe is a native Wayland, a Wayland application running under native Wayland. And as you can see, it won't let me drag and drop because X-Wayland is in its own sort of container or something like that. So that's just one thing that I don't like about it. I think if you wanna use Sway, it's a really good window manager. It doesn't have some fancy stuff because they've gone with stability and productivity, and so that's why it doesn't have rounded corners. As you can see, I've got my theme which has rounded stuff, but it doesn't have rounded corners. There's nowhere to put that in, and it doesn't have blurry background or transparent windows and animation effects and all that. But because it doesn't have that, it's a very, very lightweight on the system, and it's very quick and very responsive, and in a way it's actually very sleek as it is. So that's pretty cool. Right, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have any questions, ask them in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in another video.